Hello guys, it's Bronze. Today we're gonna be, this is part 2 of my tutorial series on the full release and how you just do everything. So today I have my friend
Hi,
Nexus, and
Hi, I'm Nexus.
yeah, that's Nexus.
Hi, I'm
and
Nexus.
and so we're gonna be demonstrating. So first off, we have the stone block. This is just a regular block in which you can just kind of stand on it. The entirety of the ground here is made of it because it has no real uses besides being decorative. It's what you start off with whenever you create a new world, and you just kind of appear on it whenever you go and edit or whatever. Now this is the color block. The color block is kind of like the stone block, but you have a color wheel here. So if you go and you select the block, and then you go into selection, you have a bunch of color options. So like we have all these. If you select a block with a certain color and then you hold it down, you can actually save that color. Now these are diffuse colors, which are pretty much just like basic gradient colors. So if you go into specular, and you select, I don't know, this, then apparently it's meant to make it shiny. I don't really see it. Never mind.
It's right there.
So we're gonna go into diffuse. And then we have the advanced color wheel, which is pretty much just the regular one, but you can select from like every single color variant. Now, there's certain colors that are a little bit annoying to get if you try to use the code thing here, but if you can't find a specific color you want on here or in here, then you can just look it up, and since it's kind of hard to exactly align it. Now, these color blocks also have typing differences. You have the default block, which is this. You know, you can't really do anything with it besides stand on it, look at it, admire it. Then you have neon, which will likely demonstrate this with a better color, like bright red. Now, neon kind of brightens the color up a bit, and it makes it pop out in dark areas. Next up, we have transparent, which lets you see through it because it's transparent. Hello.
I'm Nexus.
He's Nexus. And so those are the only 3 types right now, which kind of finishes up the pretty basic blocks. And now we go on to the grabbable blocks. This is the wood block. As you can see, Nexus is able to grab onto it by pressing the trigger. Or not the trigger, the grip. The grip lets you walk around it, you can stand on it, it doesn't really do anything besides that. Now, this one here, this is the rock block, I guess. The yellow rock. Yellowstone.
The cheese block.
Yes, cheese. And so this also does the same thing as the wood block, it just has a different texture for, I guess, like, if you want a rock-looking thing. Next up, these crumbling rock. The crumbling rock, as you can see demonstrated by Nexus, whenever it comes in contact with a player, it begins to shake. After a set time limit, which you can go into your selection menu and select stable time and respawn time. Now, I'd recommend having a respawn time of 3 and a stable time of 2 to 3. But there's certain maps in this game where, like, you can actually make spleef maps by setting it to its lowest setting so that players that run really fast on it. Now that we've gotten past the grabbable blocks, now we have the grapple blocks. But we do have one more grabbable block, but you can also grab onto it. This is the grapple block. Now, as demonstrated by sticking his kite into the block, you can grapple onto it, which puts your player into a weird kind of goofy mode, where you can swing from it. Now, the reason we can't really swing well is because... Alright, calm down. The reason we can't really swing well is because, well, we don't really have any ample space to swing, but if we had it in, like, midair, then we'd be able to swing better. Now this is the lava grapple. Now you can't grab onto it, which means that, you know, players can't climb onto it and cheat, so they don't have to grapple through the cores as much. You can still grapple onto it, this is mostly what people use for, whenever they don't want players standing on grapples, holding on to grapples so that they can think more. And it's a very useful block, although I do not like the texture. It looks like somebody just kind of like injected a thing of grass with like red glow stick fluid. But whatever. Next up is the ice block. Now, the ice block is a fun one. You can grab onto it, but it does have slippery properties. So you see, if we had a bigger like rink of ice, then yeah. But pretty much you can't jump on it, so any like movement would usually be involuntary unless you like speed yourself up by swinging your controllers. Next up is the lava block. The lava block is very useful for like whenever you need like a pit for someone to fall in case they miss a jump. As you can see, demonstrated by Nexus, he's about to ram headfirst into it, which kills him. This is pretty much just like a respawn block. Go back to start. Now, in my negligence to make sure that I got every block, I forgot to add one block into this thing. Silly me. And that is... We're gonna widen this out. This is the bounce block. As you can see, Nexus is bouncing. Now, when you hit a bounce block, you can't stop yourself from bouncing as soon as you land on it. Watch. See? I'm not doing anything on my controllers. You can only really do anything once you stop bouncing. So whatever direction you are bouncing in, or your momentum will be reversed. And then it'll send you back. Now, we have ourselves the starting point. Come on, Nexus. Come on. Here, boy. Anyway. This is the starting point. It is your main level spawn. It is kind of, it's literally just where your player starts. This is the sign. You can write text on it, like this little button right here opens up a
Lucky
keyboard.
for me, I can't read.
You poor thing. Anyway. Hello world is just the sign message I put on here. There's no default message, really. It just kind of starts off blank, but then I showed you, press this. You can move it around, and we'll likely see the sign more often. You'll see it more often than you think, actually. Now, you may be wondering, where's the block here? But, there is a block here. This is the force block. As you can see, as demonstrated by Nexus, this has an upward force. But it pretty much just add the movement areas to alter gravity or whatever. There's a actual slider here in which you can choose the coordinate strength. So, yeah, the X coordinate, the Y coordinate, and the Z coordinate. Now, you may be wondering, what's this pedestal here? Why is it empty too? Well, that's because we have the fling block. Actually, wait. It's there. Apparently it just decided not to work for me. I don't know. Anyway, so as you can see, he starts to clip into the floor. That's called fling mode. It pretty much prevents you from walking anywhere where there isn't a grabbable block. Usually you use that to prevent people from cheating by standing on blocks in parkour maps with a lot of standing areas. And so it's, just very useful for that. Now, we reach the end point. The end point marks the end of your level. You only put it where you want the designated end to be. It's very simple. You can resize it, you can do whatever, you can move it around. Usually with like big open areas, you have like a giant one with a bunch of decorations inside it and whatever. And now, Bronze presents Nexus's Shape Corner.
Hi, I'm Nexus. This is a cube.
Go on.
Hi, I'm Nexus. This is a circle, but 3D.
Yeah, it's called a sphere.
And this is a circle, but 3D. It's
That's
called a cylinder.
Yeah.
And this is a little spiky thing. It's called a pyramid, but without an extra line. This is a triangle. It's 3D, so that they're all special in their own way. This one recently just got added. It's majestic thing. So what? Okay, so this is the cone.
Please have to use these. We used to have to use these things. You know, when we were building like houses and castles. They were terrible. But now we don't. And one more feature I should showcase just before, you know, we end this video off is your ability to actually color the lava block. Now, the lava block is very special in that normally it has a texture that's like an orange and red melancholy, but if you go into custom, you can actually choose the color. First color will affect the main gradient color that people will see. So that way you can get like blue lava. And then the second color is what affects the decals on the lava. So that way we can get something that looks a little bit like this. As you can see, Nexus demonstrating here, that is a lava that is his colors. It is both a blackish kind of thing and a purple. But anyway, that covers the entirety of this video and the different shapes and blocks in the game. I'm sorry, this seems a little bit less formatted than last video, but we decided we were probably going to be a little bit more funny with this one because why not? Anyway, I want to say thank you to Nexus here for assisting me.
Hi, Nexus, thank you.
Yeah, anyway, so I'd like to say thank you to Nexus for assisting me in this video. And the next part is going to be on animations, which Nexus will actually be helping us on again.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
Maybe.
Yeah, no. I really don't know personally. I'm recording this at like 3 a.m., so yeah. It's all up to interpretation. Anyway, well, that's all. See ya. You want to say goodbye, Nexus?
Bye-bye.
Alright, that's all, folks.
Skibbity dop dop dop. Yes, yes, skibbity WD.